So I got this comment here on my 1 month later video of the DualSense Edge controller here, man, where Justin Law 2670 says, CKid, I need a 1 year update on the drift concerns. 1 month really is not long enough. Well, Justin Law 2670, I got you, bro. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it even better, man. How about we do 20 months later, almost 2 years later review on how the DualSense Edge Pro controller is actually holding up for me, man. And if I think it is worth you guys spending $200 on this controller, or was it even worth me spending $200 on this controller, and if I would actually do it again. So let's discuss. Now, what up, PS5 game, man? Y'all doing all right? Good, because, you know, I'm doing all right, too. So I have to admit, man, to you guys something that I'm going to be real with y'all. I was wrong about when it comes to this controller right here, and I was for sure, y'all. I was for sure this controller here would give me stick drift here, and I was 100% wrong about it. So I want to talk real quick and kind of bag up before we get into the rest of this video. I want to talk about why I felt we would actually have stick drift on this controller here. When I first actually bought my original PS5, the OG version that I got here behind me on my setup here, the controller that came with it, let me grab it real quick. The controller that came with it was just your, you know, just kind of like your standard controller, your standard DualSense controller, right? About 2 months in with that controller, y'all, this controller literally died on me, man. I'm not gonna say died on me, but I got stick drift with this controller, right? And literally in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, I just spent 500 something bucks on this whole console here that came with the controller, got stick drift in a matter of 2 months. So I had to go run out there, go buy a whole nother controller, another $60 to go buy a whole nother controller. And yeah, that was probably not the most pleasant experience, because I'm like, listen, I just spent $500 over here. I don't want to have to go spend another $60 over here. So at that time, I'm about 550 plus 60, I'm about $610 or so into this system that I literally just bought. And so for me, I was like, okay, when they came out with this controller right here, which is the DualSense Edge controller that's got the paddles and everything on the back, which they're more so their Pro lineup, I was kind of tight, because I was like, man, they didn't fix the issue here with the controllers, with the sticks here. They pretty much just gave us the same module, but with this one, what they did was, instead of fixing it, they just allowed us to be able to swap out the thumbsticks, and you can just buy the thumbsticks out there on their website. And so at the time, I was kind of like, damn, like, they didn't fix the issue, but yet they just kind of gave us a Band-Aid solution for it. So now, me going on almost 2 years of using this controller here, I haven't experienced anything close to stick drift on this bad boy right here. And oh yeah, we jumping right into it. Justin Law 2670. I'm gonna keep saying your name, bro, so that way you can know up front if drifting is an issue, and your answer is no, bro. Now, in my experience, the sticks on the DualSense Edge have been nothing but solid, man. I can't front. When this bad boy first came out, I was furious with PlayStation, like I just told you guys, because they decided not to fix the reason why their controllers are known for stick drifting, but instead they allowed us to replace the thumbstick module out. And as I think about it, right, like after kind of like a 2 year time span, again, like I told you guys, I was wrong about it, because I would actually rather spend only $20 or so on a thumbstick module here versus having to fork up a whole nother $200 on a whole new controller that could potentially have the same issue. So yes, I said it, y'all. I admit it. I was wrong about it. Listen, ain't no shame in my game, baby. I know when I can call myself out on things and own up to it, man. You know, gamers mess up sometimes too, especially if you seen your boy on that Black Myth Wukong, man, on my live streams, because, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's rough out there in them Wukong streets, y'all. And if you know what I'm talking about. And speaking of which, man, if you guys want to come watch your boy and you want to watch me game here live on the channel, man, I stream literally every day, Monday through Friday, starting here at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys pull up here, man, come hang out, come check your boy out, watch me game live, rage out, all of that. And if you want to know when I'm going live again, always you can check out my community tab here on the channel. So that way you can just come pull up, hang out with your boy, and you know, come join the C Squad community, because the goal is to become the biggest and the strongest community here on YouTube. That's the goal, that's the mission, and that's what we gonna do. So back to the controller, because I know that's why you're here. So let's go ahead and just kind of talk about the overall kind of ergonomics of this controller, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, as I'm always am. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. If a controller here, if it don't have good ergonomics, or it doesn't feel natural or just good in my hands, I can't use it, y'all. I can't get with it. It just won't feel good and natural in my hands. But to me, when it comes to the DualSense Edge controller here, I feel that even after almost 2 years, it still feels good in my hands. The only complaint that I have about this controller here is over time is I do feel like this back part here kind of gotten a little bit on the slippery side from just using it pretty much every single day, which is kind of to be expected. Now, I do wish the DualSense Edge version 2, they would actually give us more of a rubber grip here. So that way over time, it still kind of offers that good hold on the controller here with your hands and not sliding out of your hands, if that makes sense. But besides that, y'all, ergonomically with this controller here, it's the best when it comes to pro controllers, in my opinion. I still feel like 2 paddles on the back just fits naturally, man. And you don't really need 4 paddles on the back. And I know some people out there, scuff controllers owners, y'all gonna come for me in the comments, but listen, 2 is all you need. I've never really been a huge fan of having 4 paddles on the back like those scuff controllers, just from an ergonomic standpoint, because I do feel like the other paddles just kind of get in the way. But you can let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you 4 paddle gang or are you 2 paddle gang? Let me know. Now, the next thing I want to kind of talk about is just wear and tear of this controller over time. How is it held up? Now, one of the issues that I've already touched on being on how I feel like the grippiness of the controller has kind of lost its grip over time. But when I tell you that's really it when it comes to wear and tear on this controller, like that's it. Like I use this controller literally every single freaking day, y'all, and every button of the D-pad still feels the same. It still feels like new. The 2 thumbsticks are still solid, man. They look like they did on day 1, and it still looks the same and still has a lot of grip left on it too. The triangle, the square, the circle, and the X are still intact. No issues at all with that. Let me know also, because I'm curious. I put this poll out here. What do you call the X button here on this controller? Do you call it an X? Or do you call it a cross? Let me know, because some people call it cross, some people call it X. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you guys think. Even the 2 triggers here on the back, man, which I changed out to these gold joints right here, and I think this looks dope. And if you guys want to pick up your own pair of custom paddles here, I'll have a link for you guys down in the description section below, as well as the pinned comment for you guys to actually pick you guys up one. They come in purple. I think they come in red, blue, silver, and some other colors that you guys can check out. But the paddles on here, y'all, still are solid. Haven't had not a single issue with them. And even just being able to swap out profiles is all easy. Now, another thing that I was kind of worried about was the profile switching buttons. Now, which is right here on the front, but nope. These bad boys still are in top shape too, man. Whether I'm on PC or whether I'm on PS5, it still works seamlessly. I'm able to switch my profiles with no problems. And now that PlayStation has given PC owners as well as gamers the DualSense controller app, we can now update the profiles and customize the buttons on PC as well. And what's dope about it, if you guys actually set your profile on the PS5 console and you plug it right into the PC, it will still remember your profiles even when you actually launch the software on your PC, which I thought was actually dope, because that was just a nice surprise, because I thought I was gonna have to reprogram everything on PC, but no, it just brought it all over. But wear and tear, y'all, on this controller here, overall, it is built forward freaking tough, and that's after a few accidental drops on my part, and you know, you ain't gonna have no issues with it is what I'm gonna say. Now, the next thing I wanna kind of talk about is kind of a subjective topic, and that is battery life. Now, this is where I feel like this is gonna be different for everyone. And I'm not talking about different as far as, you know, the controller is gonna die faster for you than it might die faster for someone else. I'm talking about there's some people out there where battery life doesn't even apply to them because they literally play plugged in, because you will get a faster latency response with being plugged in. So I get that. But me, on the other hand, and other people like me, I like to play untethered from my console, or whether I'm connecting this to a PC, I just like playing it Bluetooth and just untethered, whether that's on my PS5 and again, whether that's on PC. Now, when it comes to battery life on this controller right here, I would have to say battery life could be better, but this isn't anything new that I didn't say on my initial video when I originally tested this bad boy out. Only being able to get 3 to 4 hours of battery life is just not the best experience for me. Now, for me to fix that, I did pick up, hold on, let me grab it real quick. I did pick up this thing. This is on my other controller here. This is something that you plug into the controller, and basically it gives you a full charge of your controller for you to extend your battery life for about 7 to 8 hours easily, y'all. Now, to me, this right here, and it literally just detaches, and it is clutch, y'all, and you can plug it right up to the controller as a battery bank, and you just plug it right in, and it's going to pass through charging to the battery bank as well as the controller at the same time if you guys use the USB-C port here on the back. So when it comes to battery life, man, if you guys are someone that plays plugged in, then I feel like this part of the video is really not going to affect your decision at all. But if you guys are someone like me that likes to play untethered from your system, then just know, even still, which is kind of a good thing, because even still after almost 2 years, 4 hours is what you guys are getting. That's what you were getting about back then, and that's what you're kind of still getting today. So again, I guess it's kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing, if that makes sense. Now, the next thing I want to kind of talk about is pricing as well as gameplay. Now, I know you guys are sitting there, you're like, CKid, what the hell does pricing have to do with the controller, have to do with your gameplay? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you. First off, y'all, this controller here is $200. It is not a cheap controller by any means, but it is also fairly priced amongst other pro controllers. So if you ain't got that, then you need to just click off this video or skip ahead, but go ahead and hit that like button first. But the reason why I said that is because I want you guys to understand and just know, just because you spent $200 on a pro controller like this, it is not going to make you play any better or any worse than you were before. So if you were trash before this controller here, then guess what? You're going to be trash with this controller here, because I don't want my people out there, meaning you guys, to run out here and spend $200 because I said it's a good controller and you're expecting to go out there and just be cooking in all your games all of a sudden. Listen, it don't work like that. You got to be good before to be good after. Now, what this controller will do is give you a slight advantage with using the paddles here on the back here versus something like your regular DualSense controller that doesn't have any paddles on the back. Now, to me, having those two paddles will definitely elevate your game a little bit while also giving you a slight hand placement advantage on your controller. But know that you need to be good before you buy this controller. But just know, man, you need to be good before you buy this controller to be good after you have this controller, if that makes sense. So just don't be expecting to be just cooking everybody just because you bought a pro controller. But should you guys get this controller, right? I mean, this is, I feel, is the question everybody wants to know. Listen, I mean, if you haven't gotten it by now that I personally love this controller, then you haven't been listening to this video. But yeah, y'all, this controller here, I do feel is a definite go if you guys are looking to tap into your true gamer side, even after using this controller for almost 2 years, because you're getting grade A software that works flawlessly with PC, that also works flawlessly with your PS5, and you're getting build quality that is built for tough. No issues with the controller as far as stick drifting after several months of hardcore gameplay, as well as the paddles are still functioning smooth with no problems. I think if you guys were actually to buy this controller right now, you would not be disappointed at all, since it is something that you've already been familiar with when it comes to like your shape and design of the controller from the regular DualSense controller. But if you guys like this video, man, if you found it helpful, then go ahead and give this video a like, as well as comment down below what you guys think of the DualSense controller. If you guys have one, if you guys have a DualSense Edge Pro controller, let me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy gaming, squad. We out.